morning, student. Now we will study in chapter number 1. We were studying the cell organelle. This is today lecture number 3. Today lecture number 3. In lecture number 3 we will study about the cell organelles. In second lecture we have started the cell organelle, but it was not completed. That's why we are starting again. And first organelle I have taught you, that was the endoplasmic reticulum. Now the second organelle is Golgi apparatus. The structure of the Golgi apparatus is somewhat like this. We have a crystalline and vesicles and all. So now what is Golgi apparatus? It is an organelle in animal cell consisting of the set of membrane, bounded, smooth, flattened, crystalline, and the stalks one above the other, and the large spherical vacuole and a small spherical fluid filled vesicles are there. Now it is present in the animal cell with the name that is called Golgi apparatus, but in the plant cell it is present with a different name that is called the diptozoans. Then the Golgi apparatus is also called the secretory organ also, because it arises from the membrane of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, that is SER. Now what is the function of the Golgi apparatus? So I told you that it is a secretory organs also, so it helps in secretion. Secretion is a main function of the Golgi complex, and it also helps in the formation of the cell plates during the cell division, storage and modification and packaging of the material also. Then the formation of the complex sugar from simple sugar. So these are the functions of the Golgi apparatus, and its structure is like, the rough structure is like this. Now the next organelle is lysosomes. Now what are lysosomes? Lysosome. Now the next organelle is lysosome. Now what is lysosome? These are the membrane bounded vascular structure found in the cytoplasm of the eukaryotic animal cell, except in the mammalian RBC. Now the lysosomes are involved in the intracellular digestion of the foreign food, or microbes are also called digestive bag also. So in one name is also given to this lysosome, that is called digestive bag. Now another name it is given, that is suicidal bag. Why I say the suicidal? Because these are involved in the autolysis, means self digestion of the cell after the death of the cell. So it is also called the suicidal bag. Now what is the structure? Now I will show you some structure also. This is a cell, and in middle these are the enzymes which help in digestion or in society, and outer this is called the membrane. So it is called the digestive bag also, suicidal bag also. And lysosomes are a kind of a waste disposal system of the cell. Now what is the function of lysosomes? I told you it is also called digestive bag, suicidal bag. So the same functions are there. So lysosome destroy any foreign particles which come from the outside. And foreign particles, it doesn't mean it is coming from the foreign side or the outsider side, but the foreign particle which comes from the outside to the body. Now which the foreign particle which enter the cell, such as a bacteria, maybe bacteria, viruses, thus protect the cells from the infection. Now they help in removing the dead or worn tissues also, worn cells also, by digesting them. Now I told you the autolysis is there, the cell destruction is also there. If the cell is dead, then it can also destroy the cell, that it cannot harm other cells in our body. And they act as a suicidal bag also, because it damages the aging cell which are getting aging, so they damage the cell, that cell. Now the other organelle is mitochondria. Now what is mitochondria? Now the next organelle is mitochondria. This is a rough sketch, rough diagram of the mitochondria. So this type of structure is there. So this is the outer membrane, and we have an inner membrane in this, membrane, cristia, and intercellular space. Now the mitochondria is the largest organelle in the cell. Now it is a rod-shaped structure present in the cytoplasm of all the eukaryotic except the mammalian RBCs. Now these are also absent in the prokaryote because it is only present in the eukaryote. So the outer membrane is very porous while the inner membrane is formed finger-like process called the cristia. Like this finger-like process, that is called the cristia. Now it is also called the powerhouse of the cell. Like we have inverter in a house. So when the electricity is gone, then that powerhouse is working and giving us the electricity. Now in the cell we have a mitochondria as a powerhouse of the cell, and it is also called the power plant or storage battery. As why? Because as these are the site of the synthesis of the energy rich ATP molecules by the cellular respiration, with the help of the cellular respiration. Now these are self-replicating organelles. They replicate by the cell. Now what are the functions of the mitochondria? Now we will study about the function also. So I told you it is a storage battery. So it gives energy to the cell when these are needed, when the energy is needed. So these are the sites of the cellular respiration. They provide energy for the vital activities of the living cells. So they are able to make some of their own protein also. So now next organelle is plastid. Now what are plastid? Now we will study about the next organelle. Now the next organelle is plastid. Now what is plastid? So these are only present in the plant cell, not in the animal cell. So they are small bodies found free in the cytoplasm. Then on the basis of this structure, pigment and function, these are divided into divided into the three parts or maybe types of the plastid. There are three types of plastids. Now I will show you. There is three types of plastid. First one is a chromoplast. That is called chromoplast. In chromoplast we have a different color like yellow, purple, violet. So all colors are. So it gives color to the plant. It gives colors to the plant. Now the second plastid is called the chloroplast. Only give the green color pigment to the plant. So next is chloroplast. Gives green color. Gives only green color. Now the third one that is called leucoplast. Means it is a colorless. It is a colorless green. Like we have a starch or we have a oil or the different material is also present in plant that is white in color. If we break some plant or the only white fluid is present, that fluid is colorless. That is called the leucoplast. Now plastid is divided into the three parts I told you, that is the leucoplast, chloroplast, chromoplast. Now in the plastid, the further we will study about the chloroplast because it help in giving the green pigment to the plants. So if green pigment is there, so chlorophyll is present. So it help in the photosynthesis too. Now what is chlorophyll? This is a structure of the chloroplast. In this we have a outer membrane, inner membrane, and stroma lamina, stroma, and these circle-like structure is called granum, and these lining structures are called, that is called thalcoids. Now what is chloroplast? I told you it gives a green color. So a chloroplast is a pigment containing a chlorophyll, which is responsible for the preparation of the food by photosynthesis. Now chloroplast is bounded with the two membrane, that is the outer membrane and the inner membrane. Inside the chloroplast, marked into the colorless ground matrix called the stroma. This is a colorless matrix that is called the stroma. Now a large number of a membrane bounded flattened sac called the granum. So large number, these straight circle like structure is called the granum, containing the molecules of the chlorophyll. Then now stroma contains a variety of the photosynthesis enzyme like RNA, DNA and ribosomes. So it helps in the formation of the food. So it helps in the photosynthesis also. Now what is the functions of the plastid? So three plastids are there. So three functions are only there. Like leucoplast store the material like a starch, oils or a protein. Now chromoplast, it imparts color to the plants like flowers and different. It helps in the pollination also and the seed dispersal also. Now the food dispersal also. Now chromoplast, what it do? It trap the solar radiation or solar rays or the solar energy to manufacture the food with the help of the photosynthesis. So these are the functions of the plastic. Now the next, we will further move to the next cell organism, that is called the vacuoles. Now what is vacuole? So vacuole is only present in the plant cell. It is only one vacuole which is present in the plant cell. But in animal cell it is present, but it is very minute, and more than one also it is present. So vacuoles are the fluid filled or a solid filled membrane bounded space in the cytoplasm. So I told you in animal cell they are small sized, but in the plant cell a single prominent very large vacuole occupies about 50 to 90% of the cell volume. So in the plant cell we have a large vacuole. In this vacuole we have a tonoplast. I will tell you the function of the tonoplast also. And in middle we have a cell sac, and the next is the central vacuole. So we have the central vacuole also. So this is a rough sketch of the vacuole. Now I told you 50 to 90% of the cell of the volume is covered by this vacuole. So in plant cell, vacuole is bounded with a membrane called the tonoplast. So this is the membrane that is bounded with the membrane that is called the tonoplast. So the vacuole is filled with the cell sac. So it is filled with this, is filled with the cell sac. And the cell sac has what is it is filled with? It is filled with a watery solution which is rich in the amino acids, sugar, proteins and organic acid, some like different. So this is the structure of the vacuole. Now what is the function of the vacuole? Now I can tell you the function also. So it helps in maintaining the osmotic pressure in the cell. Then next it also helps in store the toxic substance byproduct by the cell, and it also provide the turgidity and the rigidity to the cell, means swollen part, turgidity and rigidity, swollen also like resin shrink also in swollen. So both the part is present in this. So it provides this type of a structure. Now the next organelle is rhizome. Now what are rhizomes? They are the dense spherical granular particles which occur freely in the matrix or remain attached to the surface of the ER. So ER is the endoplasm, so it attached to that membrane. Now what are the functions of the ribosome? So they help in synthesis of the protein. The only one function is there, that is synthesis of the protein. So they are the sites of the protein synthesis, and hence it is also called the protein factories or the engine of the cell, because it helps in formation of the protein which is necessary for our cell to work. Now the next topic we will start. The last cell organelle is called centrosome. Now centrosome is only present in the animal cell, not in the plant cell. If it is present in the plant cell, so the name is different, that is called the polar caps. It has a main function, that is division of the cells. It helps in the division of the cells, because if the cell divides, then only the body will grow. So it have only the main function, that is the division of the cell. So cell can grow rapidly by this. Now the next topic is our cell cycle. Now next, what is the need of the new cell? Why we want the new cells? Why we want the replications of this cell? Because for one, first is that is growth. The first part is that is need for the new cells, needs for new cell, but formation of the new cell. That first one is that is growth. If the cell division does not take place, then our body will not grow, our body organs will not grow. Then other is for replacement. Some cell have to replace also, because they get older also. If we have some older thing, we replace that now, we want new things. So in our body, when our body functions, so some cell have to be replaced, because it can damage our body also, or other cells or tissue also. Then for repair, like we have a cuts, we have a wounds, or we have a cut. So if we have a cut, after 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes, the blood stop there, and we have a clot there. So there the cell replicate itself and repair the cutted part or the wounded part. Then other need is for reproduction. If cell does not divide, so reproduction can't take place, because when male gamete and the female gamete mix together, so the reproduction occurs. So these are the needs for the new cell. Now we have a new cell, so we have a cell division also. So our next topic is that is called cell division. Now cell division are of two types, that is called mitosis and meiosis. Now cell division is divided into the two parts, that is called mitosis and meiosis. In mitosis means thread referring to the chromatin material. So in meiosis, what happened? The reduction division producing the gametes. So meiosis occurs during the reproduction, or it is also called the sex cells also. So in meiosis, the reduction division producing the gametes. So gametes are present in the male and the female, or maybe in the different animals also. for helping in reproduction. So now mitosis have the different phases. So mitosis have the different phases, that is called 5 phases. I will tell you only the names because in your 9th class the further description is not given. So what are the phases? The first phase is called prophase. First phase is called prophase. Next is called metaphase. The third one is called anaphase. The fourth one is called telophase. And the last, that is called the cytokinesis. Now what is the significance of the mitosis? What is the significance of? So I told you the needs of the cell. So the main significance is for repair, for growth, for reproduction, for asexual reproduction. So replacement also. Now we don't have the phases in the meiosis. So only I will tell you the significance. What are the significance of the meiosis? So chromosome number is halved. So we have a chromosome that is 43 number of chromosome. In pair we say 23. So the maternal and the parental chromosomes are separating in this. I will explain you the chromosomes also. Now what is chromosome? It is a thread-like structure which is found in the nucleus, which is present in the middle part of the cell. So it contains the hereditary information in the form of the genes. So chromosomes are composed of DNA and protein. So in human beings, chromosomes in human being, it is 43 in number. But in pairs we have 23 pairs. That is 22 plus 1. So these chromosomes are different in male and female. So the last one, that is the 22 are present in both male and female, but the last chromosome, that is 1, that is called the 6th chromosome. That is in male. In male it is XY. In female it is XX. So these are the chromosomes which help which is having the hereditary material and which help in transferring this hereditary material from one generation to the another generation. Now the next and the last topic is plant and animal cell. Now I will tell you the differentiation between the plant cell and in animal cell, because in 8th class you have studied you have studied about the plant cell and animal. So I will tell you the differentiation between the plant cell and animal cell. Now the difference between the plant cell and the animal cell. This is our last topic. Now plant cell, we have studied about the organelles, so we can easily now divide. We can give the differentiation between the plant cell and the animal cell. Now in the plant cell we have the cell wall. Cell wall is present, but in animal cell it is absent. Now in plant cell we have a vacuole but single chromate. But in animal cell we have a dense, or we don't have a vacuole. If it is present, it is very small in size. Now it is very small inside. Now nucleus. Now nucleus in plant cell, the nucleus lies on one side. In plant cell it lies, nucleus lies where? On one side. Why? Because we have a large number of vacuole, so the space is not there, so we have the nucleus in the one side. But in the animal side, it lies in the center of the cell. In the center of the cell. Now the Golgi apparatus is also present, but in plant cell the name is different. That is called dictosomes. But in animal cell, the main name that is called Golgi apparatus. Now in plant cell we don't have. In plant cell we have the plastid. So plastid is present, but in animal cell we don't have the plastid, so is absent in this. Now these are the some plant differentiation between the plant cell and the animal cells. Now this chapter is completed. If you have any problem in this chapter, if you don't understand any topic of this chapter, I can send you that video. Now student, if you have any problem in this chapter, if you can't understand any topic, you have any problem, you can ask me anytime. You have my WhatsApp number. You can message me there that ma'am, this topic is not clear, I will explain you again. And now you have to study also, because lockdown is there and such pandemic disease is there, so you study in your home only. Sit and study. We are working so hard for you, so you also work hard for us, that I have explained you the chapter. So we are managing our time, and we are giving you the lecture by the video. We are making video for you, so please watch this video and learn. If you have any problem, you can ask me. Thank you students.